episode of What Did You Miss? Episode 23. I'm Ray Team Strategy, and I'm going to go over what you guys have missed on Twitch over the past, couple of weeks maybe, or something like that. I'm starting to lose track of it. Let's just say that there's no schedule anymore and just do it whenever I want to do it. Today just happens to be Thursday, so woohoo, I guess, for tradition. But anyways, if you take a look, my last episode was 0 views, so you can sense my lack of enthusiasm about pumping out another video. These videos don't really get much viewing time, like basically 0 minutes on average, I would imagine. Anyways, I try not to analyze that stuff too much, but I do want to go over what we've been up to. So let's just take a look at these highlights and briefly talk about them each, I guess. So we have me playing through a parkour super world from a viewer who I decided to make a mod recently. Kind of just shows up when I play Mario Maker, but whatever. Anyway, it's kind of a neat little super world. I got stuck on this level though, which I haven't beaten yet, but I've gotten pretty close to beating it. So hopefully I'll beat it next time I stream the super world. Because I would like to have only 2 parts to map 3 if possible. That particular trick I was struggling with. Actually game overed, I believe. Yeah, which was annoying, to say the least. But also, like, I'm not sure if I even got to a checkpoint or not after successfully doing that jump. Probably not. Yeah, I didn't. So yeah, I have to practice this this thing, which, as you can see, is not very easy. Anyway, next highlight was just me building. I was building a new extermination level. This time I'm going to be exterminating wigglers. We're going to be a raccoon suit. There's going to be some optional challenges. Then we have a highlight of me playing some Final Fantasy VII Remake. We basically recruit Aerith, and we fight with her a little bit. Not really much happens, because I only play for a couple hours. Next highlight, we're playing another Mario Maker level. This one's by Giga Soccer. This is a pretty hard level. Well, I only got to about this point maybe or so. The first time I played it, like, I didn't have much time to play because I needed to get going right away when he first sent it. But this time I had a lot more time to play it, so I played it for like 25 minutes, finally beat it. The second part is an auto-scroll part, which was kind of satisfying to play. It was somewhat difficult and a little bit unfair, but it was pretty fun though. Then we have Just Play and Have Fun. This was a 3D world, just a random level. This was not a viewer level unlike that last one. There's some climbing to do, some interesting sections. There's even like a P-switch. There's like a bunch of like mini games in the course, which I thought was really cool. I like it when there's like more than just one level within a course. So this was a pretty decently sized level, and it took me about 10 minutes to beat it, so that was cool. Anyway, then we have Triple Power Up. This was another 3D World level. This was a mask parkour level, I want to call it. It's just a variety of challenges. You have to get like all 3 red coins in a single life, I believe. But well, no, not really, because you can save your progress with the checkpoint, right? You have to like keep all, and there's like no safety coin. So there's no safety coin, I think, if I remember correctly. Or and then well, anyway, it was actually maybe there was some coins might have been safer than others. I'm not sure, but anyway, but the door was right there next to one of the checkpoints? Question mark. I don't know. Anyway, it wasn't that hard. So I just beat it a second time and got the world record. So first time I beat it, according to the death tracker, see, it took me 10 minutes and 14 deaths. So yeah. Anyway, not that bad. Not that hard of a level, but it was like a day old level maybe or something. I don't know. I think I was playing a bunch of day old levels lately. Anyway, and we have an Ornn game versus Leona. This is League of Legends. I mostly just saved some wins, but when I had like some losing streaks, then I just saved like multiple games within a single highlight kind of situation. So I'm not like saving like every game by any stretch of the imagination, but when I get to like some really nasty losing streaks or when I get some pretty fun wins, then I save some of those, I guess. For now anyway, that's kind of what we're doing. I actually was doing pretty well as Ornn support this game. I feel like a lot of people think Ornn support is really dumb, but it actually works pretty good, and this is just one of those games that proves that, I suppose. I went 7-3-11 by 22 minutes, which is really good for support, and we ended up winning in the end. I was doing Chemtech Drake, getting us the Soul while Jinx was pushing. As you could see, the enemies just kind of like let us win, I guess, at the end, because they kind of gave up. Anyway, I think they had one AFK person, so that made things easier. Someone, like, gave up, forced the rest of the team to sort of give up, I guess. Or lose, whatever. Anyway, then I was Lulu with a misfortune. Not a whole lot to talk about. I got a locket in order to keep my teammate alive for longer. You know, I figure like misfortunes oftentimes don't really even buy lifesteal, so you might as well like try to shield her and keep her alive. And redemption and locket combo decently together if you already have shielding, so yeah, I was just kind of running around everywhere getting assists. Being somewhat tanky, I ended up getting a Thorn Mail because I didn't want to get wrecked by heavy damage enemies. So I'm able to just take her completely out of the fight. Anyway, I think I might have actually killed her at the end there, but not like it really matters. Anyway, you guys can go check it out if you want. See. Then we had another highlight, so there's like, after this one we have about 20 more highlights, so I want to rush through these if I can. Yeah, like last week, I was playing a lot of League, but there wasn't really much to highlight. Also a lot of TFT. We had, me playing some Senna. I started going Spectral Sickle sometimes. I've been going Glacial Augment a lot and kind of regretting it. Like, it's a good keystone and it's great on Senna. But I've been getting a lot of intentional feeders when I go Glacial Augment. I don't know why. It makes no sense. I think it's because somebody said that Senna's not good because they changed Glacial Augment or something like that. But the new Glacial Augment's fine on her, and I never even got the old one anyway, so I don't know what the big deal is. I don't know why some like popular YouTube channel like is trash talking Senna and calling her a low tier pick, but apparently she's not a high morale champ anymore. Like Lux stopped being high morale at a certain point because there were so many bad Lux players, and now I guess the same thing's happened with Senna. I've actually had some bad Senna players on my team lately, so yeah, she's just a really low morale champ right now, so I kind of can't really play her. So out of frustration from like people basically inting when I pick her, I started picking bottom. So I got some Samira practice in recently, and I think Samira is another low morale champ. So people are starting to like int when I play her now too. So now I'm playing some top lane. So I'm playing Ornn and Teemo at the moment. I'm not really playing well with Ornn yet top. I've never played well with Ornn top, so I'm still trying to figure out how to play him top. I used to play him jungle and support. I've tried him top, but I've never managed to make him work. So I'm sort of like on a quest to make Ornn top work. I played Teemo with a first strike build that I theory crafted, and it was garbage. And then I quickly built up a lethal tempo strategy, and it actually worked really well. That was a really embarrassing death that we had. Anyways, we went on to win this game though, but it wasn't easy. But yeah, our Vi was really helping us out a lot that game. She kept the team alive, sort of, like getting the dragons and stuff. Kept the dream alive, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, so yeah, figuratively, she kept the team alive, is what I was trying to say. Next highlight, we have a Final Fantasy VII Remake highlight. This one was 7 hours of me playing the game, so I got a lot of playtime through here. I was going through it pretty slowly, I think. I don't think I did all the side quests, though. I was getting tired of doing them. But we did advance through the story. Started doing like honeybee and stuff. Did some battling. The Hell House was pretty difficult, but it did not game over me. But I did go through a ton of items, I think, to beat it. And then we had to do the dance thing, which I was kind of bad at, but not that terrible. It definitely takes some getting used to. I could probably get a perfect score on it if I really wanted to grind it, but I don't really feel like it. Now that I understand it better, partway through the final test or whatever you want to call it, or game or performance or whatever. Anyway, and we have another highlight, League of Legends this time. I was playing Taric. I didn't buy a mythic yet by the time the game ended, but we won. Not much else to say. It's just doing Taric things. Leveling up my E first. I think leveling up Q is viable nowadays if you want to. Level it up first, you can do that. Although I don't know if it would work if you're trying to get this item or not. Maybe. But yeah, I bought this item, and then I got Mikhail's after that instead of Mythic, and then the game was over at that point. Yeah, our team has 29 kills, 20 minutes in, which is really good. Anyways, next we have Mande Xerath. So I've been playing a bit of Xerath here and there. I guess I mostly play it when the opponent, when my team has a harassing champion, like a pretty decent range, like Kog'Maw or Caitlyn seems pretty good. Well, at least it worked out decently with this Kog'Maw anyway. I don't know, like, I'm not sure if I should pick him more often or not. I did try him somewhat recently when I was on a heavy loss streak, and he didn't really do anything for me. Like when people are inting, like, doesn't matter what you pick. So I don't know. I don't think I'm ever gonna be a Xerath main, but he seems like a neat little pocket pick against certain opponents or something, or with certain allies. Or I don't know. I'm still like pretty bad with my Xerath ultimate, as you can see, but I'm pretty good with the rest of his kit for the most part. Anyway, yeah, this was one of the big highlights, I guess. I almost died of brand or whatever. So I'm like, I want to buy my Zonias, so just go ahead and recall. Or maybe I decided not to. Maybe I decided I wanted Force of Nature because I was taking too much damage to the brand. Yeah. But yeah, I got a Force of Nature, and then I might have bought a Warlocks too, or maybe that was the next game. Yeah, I think that was the next game. The next game I buy one. Let's see here. So we had an Ashe game. So in this game, I saw our top laner wanted to pick Mordekaiser, so I picked Mordekaiser for him. But he didn't own Samira, so we had him pick Ashe instead. Anyway, so I played Ashe with Eclipse and Essence Reaver. It worked out pretty good. I went on to buy this anti-healing crit strike item with movement speed. Seems like it's pretty good on Ashe. And we got a Sterak's too. I don't know if Sterak's is a good idea, but I bought it anyway. Black Cleaver might be better, but whatever. Anyway, and then we have another Mario Maker 2 highlight here. So this was just me beating this level real quick here after spending 30 plus minutes on it. You had to get the timing down really well, otherwise you accidentally smash your shell into one of the plants. And then you cannot use your shell to break the block because the shell becomes broken at that point. And then I just started talking a bit at the end here. If you want to hear what I was talking about, then you can go check that out. Here's another Mandate Zerath game. So this one we had a really good Warwick jungle, I say, and at the end it was just me and him fighting the enemies alone and finishing them off, which was pretty cool. And I was able to do that because I was able to stay alive with my Warmogs. It was giving me some healing. After Warwick forced them back, and they tried to go back in, and it's like, nope, I healed up too much, or something like that. Anyway, yeah, so I'm just sort of guarding, and we stunned Tryndamere here to make it impossible for him to steal Baron. And see, Tryndamere's alive, and now it's just the two of us against 4 of them, I believe, right now. Nobody else is here. Quinn's already dead. I don't know what the other people are even doing. So yeah, but there's just 2 of them right now. So I don't know where the other 2 are. Maybe they're fighting our other 2 teammates. I don't know. There comes Akali. So to replace Ezreal, who's just died. But then we've just killed Nami, so now I have to fight Akali. Actually, this isn't quite what I remembered. Maybe this is a different section of the game. Maybe it was earlier where I was pressured more. I don't know. I feel like I remember almost dying in Baron Pit at one point or another. Well, it probably happened. Maybe, maybe not. You guys can go check out the highlight for yourself, I guess, and figure it out. Anyway, then we played a Mario Maker 2. There's a highlight also of that. This was another 3D World level, right? This one was pretty easy, but it had some interesting design choices. I thought it was a really nice level. It reminded me of a lot of my levels, to be honest. Or at least a few of them anyway. It's a pretty good level. It was a day-old level maybe or something. I don't know. Hadn't been beaten yet, so I went ahead and beat it. And this was on Sunday. I spent an hour building power build for the power build event, so they wanted this item specifically, with or without a power up, so you could like do fancy jumps with it or whatever was the idea. So I just made a pretty simple level, where you have to do some climbing and then like some combat near the goal. Anyway, and then we have a big losing streak highlight for January 17th. We've had a lot of losing streaks early. So I lost as Ornn, as you can see. I lost as Senna. Wait, yeah. I had a Samira ally, maybe? No, I just can't read, apparently. Anyway, I lost as Blitzcrank, which I guess isn't really a surprise. He's kind of a trashy champion. Like, ever since they nerfed his, like, move fast ability, I haven't really liked him all that much. I didn't really like him that much even before. Like, think of, like, ever since I've got Lux, I like her more than Blitzcrank. Like, I'd rather play Pyke than Blitzcrank any day of the week. He just does what Blitzcrank does, but better, pretty much. And yeah, I even lost as Lulu. Anyway, and then we had, I play Samira because she's who I'm practicing as bottom, and the person that was assigned bottom wanted to play support. According to OP.GG, they were just only playing support, so I was like, okay, fine, yeah, I'll let you have it. Why not? And I don't remember how good of a Yumi player she was, but she was at least acceptable. We did fine. You guys can watch it for yourselves if you want to see how well she did or didn't do or whatever. She was definitely buying items. I think I would have remembered if she wasn't buying items, but there was a Yumi recently that I believe was on the enemy team, maybe, or maybe it was on our team. I'm not sure. Either way, I remember they didn't buy any items, but it wasn't this game, because whoever it was, they lost the game for their team. Anyway, but we won this one. If you look at the end, it's 13 to 38. Like, they don't have a chance coming back. Anyway, there's a highlight of me playing badly as Samira, and I think it's probably a win or two, maybe, or there might be a loss in here somewhere. I'm not sure. The first time I bought Ravenous Hydra, I lost, but the second time I won. And anyway, I like Ravenous Hydra on Samira now. I think it's pretty good. For a while, I kept going Bloodthirster, but Bloodthirster does not give as much attack damage as Ravenous Hydra does, and also it does not give Omni Vamp, I guess, which might be important. I'm not sure. So your Q and your R give you some lifesteal, which means you can get value from Bloodthirster, but you can just buy like Omnivamp from Ravenous Hydra, so you don't need to rely on the lifesteal. So then you get healing from like your W and your E with Omnivamp, which is pretty cool. Obviously, it's not very much healing because, I mean, think about it. Like, it's area of effect, it's just like 33% effectiveness. That's not very good. But anyway, whatever. The other things are like 50 or 66% effectiveness for lifesteal, so that's pretty good, even though it's like mostly area effect stuff. I don't know. It's all complicated. But anyway, I like the Hydra like does some extra damage. It seems pretty convenient for like securing like last hits on minions and stuff. Really like hassle free or headache free or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, this particular game I was just doing whatever. Like I was just buying random items, kinda whatever I thought might be good. It wasn't really any sort of fixed build, and it worked out okay. Anyway, so that was this highlight. Next up, we have me watching replays. So this was basically just me checking out a couple of replays because I played off stream a bit, and I wanted to show off the Lulu game because I thought it was pretty cool. I actually played with a Pyke, and so Pyke has Halo Blades, and he picked up like 3 kills at the beginning of the game, basically. And then I started picking up some kills left and right with my shield ability. We make our pixie attack the enemy, which does damage really fast when we get close enough to them. And it also reveals them, so it would make it easier in theory for Pyke to chase people and hook them. Going into the bush doesn't really help, blah blah blah. But Pyke started trolling. He started going off on his own, trying to get one-on-one kills, and then the enemy would be like baiting him over and over again. So at one point I told him to stop trying to 1 versus 5, and he started getting the hint and got his act together, and eventually we won. And then I was just like going through like a game that I had with a Caitlyn. This was actually not a very noteworthy part of the replay, but I was watching it over and over again just to confirm a suspicion that I had for like what she was doing. Like basically what she was doing was she wasn't running towards me, even though I have stuns, right? So she was like basically running towards the tower, and in late game, like even when we had no tower, she just ran straight into the middle of the lane and then went from the middle of the lane towards the fountain. Like she just constantly I don't know, it makes me think that the person is literally a robot and not an actual person, the way they were retreating. Anyway, we lost the game because of that person. Anyway, now we have a highlight of me drawing something from Teamfight Tactics. So apparently this person that is subbed to me is been playing League of Legends and Teamfight Tactics as well as Mario Maker 2. So there's not too many people like that out there, but they do exist. So I was drawing Rom. Not a huge fan of the way I made his ear look, but whatever. It's passable. I mean, we can tell it looks like Braum Syndicate, so that's good enough. Doesn't have to be amazing. Anyway, as you can see, I didn't spend a huge amount of time on that, but definitely more than half an hour. So we have me playing Samira again. So there was actually like 2 games in this highlight. The first game I lost, and I think it was because my allies might have been inting because I had Arcane Comet. I think Arcane Comet might be her best keystone, not even gonna lie. But it doesn't matter if people int when you pick it. So this was the only game I played with Comet. After that I went back to Conquer and won no problem. Basically I was 8-3-8 by 30 minutes in and we won. So, and this was including me buying this item that I don't think is very good on her, but if it is decent, I don't think you want it in the matchup that I bought it in. So I don't know. It might be viable on her, but against certain champions, it's not good, I would say. Which is going to be a lot of champions, by the way. Anyway, then we have me getting like deleted by like Zed, Cho'Gath, and Kayn that all get fed. They just keep pressing R on me. So like 22 minutes in, it's not that bad. Like it's like a 156. It's your typical can't stop feeding ADC, but it gets a lot worse. Look at that. It's like 3:11:9 by 38 minutes. But the thing is, I'm not giving up, right? You would think it's 38 minutes in. We're about to lose any minute now. Like, there's no freaking way we win this. But I somehow managed to kill Kayn despite accidentally clicking on the mini-map. So there's that. I might have managed to not die if I hadn't clicked the minimap. I'm not sure though. But I definitely didn't have a chance to dodge whatever skill shot he tried to hit me with. So that was horrible. But just killing him like kept us in the game, I think, kinda. Because then he couldn't threaten anybody else at that point. And here I am, frontlining against Cho'Gath of all things. Just trying to buy time. I'm 5:15:11 for crying out loud. Just can't stop dying. And Viego manages to pick up a kill on Cho'Gath off the back of my sacrifice. People don't seem to... Like, I got him really, really, really low, man. Like, cut me some slack. Like, I did pretty good there. You guys can go check out the highlight if you want. But anyway, I think I still didn't play good, though. I think my main issue with what I was doing this game was I bought Navori quick blade first. I think if you're going to get it on Samira, you're going to have to buy it, like, one of your last items, for sure. Definitely not one of your first 3. And I bought it first, which was not what you want to do, for sure. You want to buy it, like, after your Infinity Edge, I would say. And so your Infinity Edge has to be 3rd item minimum. I mean, yeah, at the earliest. So you're going to have Navori 4th item at the earliest. Anyway, then we have a highlight of me playing some ARAM, because why not? I was offered Samira, but anyway, now I took it. I didn't really want to play Samira in ARAM, but Nasus is fine. I definitely was looking for a ranged champion, but there wasn't really one that I wanted to play in ARAM, so I just picked Nasus. It's fine. Besides, nobody else wanted him, so if nobody else is going to pick him, I might as well pick him. So I think it's a really strong ARAM pick, because he's got the Area of Effect ability that hits a pretty decent area considering the size of ARAM. And then like his Q allows him to consistently get like more value off of minions. As long as your allies aren't too greedy about taking your kills. But anyway. Which they were a little bit greedy, but not too much. Also the fact that like I tend to buy this legendary item, the starting item that counts as legendary item, to boost the power of mythics, and a lot of players don't do that. Like sort of gives me a little bit of an edge, at least in these lower MMR skill level areas of the matchmaking or whatever we're calling it. I don't know. Because I don't grind out my MMR to make it really high or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, so Playing Samira is a new maximum stress included. So I don't remember exactly what this highlight was all about. But oh yeah, it was like a really, really long game. Over 15 minutes long win. And I had a really bad Senna player that basically never healed me. Probably like healed me like twice all game or something stupid like that. Even though I was like a close ranged marksman. I'm a close range marksman and she still can't hit me with her Q. Like, come on, girl. I'm making it easy for you. And you can't even like walk 2 steps one direction or the other to make sure you heal me. Give me a break. Or even just, I shouldn't even say 2 steps, more like 1 step, I would imagine. Anyway, I was still buying ability haste by this game and doing a lot of experimentation. As you can see, I was trying out the Stride Breaker. Honestly, like I think a lot of teammates are just sort of in general inting whenever they see Samira not get Conqueror, or they see Samira not get Immortal Shield Bow, and it's kind of sad that people are so closed-minded and stuff. Yeah, we somehow managed to win despite all the toxicity from my team, I guess. Anyway, next highlight. So this particular match was probably when I started buying Hydra. 1-1-2 at about 10 minutes in. 1-1-3 about 15 minutes in. 23 minutes in, we're like at the enemy's inhibitor. I think my itemization kind of wasn't that great. As I said, I don't think Prowler's Claw is that great against Yasuo, because it makes it too easy for him to Q plus army. So this is when I think I need to get that slowing item. So I bought the slowing item next. And it worked out pretty good. There's no way. Was this actually the game where I went 0 deaths? I guess so. Yeah, this one. Something's Grudge. I don't remember what the name is. Selesnya or something. There's no way that's the word. Anyway, I got this item because I like that it gives Omnivamp. So kind of like Ravenous Hydra. I'm not really sure if it's one of her best items or not, but it seemed okay. Oh yeah, I wanted it because, you know, someone like disables me like taunt, right? And then I want to heal afterwards. So like melees, like maybe Urgot or Yasuo or whoever, like Riven, I want it against those champs to try to like burst me down and kill me. So this seems pretty like a good idea. Anyway, come to think of it, I was like getting murdered by like Camille recently, although I remember correctly, I was playing Teemo rather than Ornn. I wonder if I buy this as Ornn, I think I might actually be a lot more tanky against her. I got Hydra third item because it's a good item on her. Anyway, this was when I got promoted to Bronze 3, but then like after this game I just started losing. I lost like 3 like Samira games in a row or something like that, or maybe I lost once as Senna and twice as Samira, something like that, and then it was just ugh. So then let's see here. So we have about 4 hours of me non-stop losing, apparently, because that's what this highlight is. I think I might have won like a single game or something somewhere in here. I'm not sure. Maybe not. But yeah, this was a highlight of me just like, you know, I think I remember I lost like 6 games in a row. So that sounds like 4 hours. I started playing top lane because I was like, screw this, I'm so sad. Like, doesn't matter if I play bottom or support. Like, our top lane keeps intentionally feeding, so fine, I'll just play top lane myself. And I was sort of panicking because they picked Camille, and I know Camille is really strong. So I made things worse probably by going with an experimental item build because I just wanted to see what would happen against Camille. Like, I was trying to identify whether she could get a non-magic damage shield, but the thing is, I can't even tell what shield she has because it's always orange. Like, even when she's attacking Ashe, even though I have more magic damage than physical, like, when she attacks me, she gets an orange shield. When she attacks Ashe, she gets an orange shield. Like, and I was trying to figure out whether or not her shield color would change if I, like, buy AD first and, like, get a Kraken Slayer and stuff. But it was orange, like, the entire game, no matter who she attacked. I don't understand why it's not a different color sometimes to tell you whether it's anti-magic or anti-physical, but anyway. The main reason why I kept feeding her, and I've actually made some decent kills on her sometimes. Sometimes I outplayed her, but most of the time I was getting wrecked by her. But the main reason why I was getting wrecked was because she would do this wall jumping thing where she would stun me. And so my biggest issue was I kept putting my bombs near walls. I didn't even figure this out until after I watched the replay, just how dumb I was. But so, like, I actually shouldn't be trying to fight her near walls, because that just makes it easier for her to stun me, basically. I need to be out as much in the open as possible when I fight her. Otherwise, it's going to be too easy for her to stun me. So that's kind of one thing that I've learned from watching that replay. Because, like, I was saying, like, I forgot she even has, like, a stun and stuff. I was actually getting some good teamfight contribution in here. So it was actually a close game, even though I got completely dominated by Camille for the most part. Like, I actually wasn't always losing to her, but yeah. And also, like, our team wasn't always losing fights either, so. But, oh, I remember why we lost. So, actually, we should have won, believe it or not. Like, I actually think I was having way more impact in teamfights than Camille was. I'm not sure why. Mostly, I guess because of a combination of scouting and just good decision making on my part, maybe. But also, my damage was fine for the most part, even though it was kind of a weird build, and I probably should be building Kraken Slayer, like, third item rather than, like, first. So that was kind of idiotic, but I don't think it's terrible to buy on him, because it does give you tons of attack speed, but ultimately it's probably better just to go other stuff, like Rift Maker, for example, which you'll see in the other highlight. Anyways, point is, the reason we lost was because Nautilus didn't want to win. Nautilus would refuse to fight with me, like, probably the entire game. Anytime I show up, he just walks away. Like, look at this. Actually, he just let his teammate just kind of get wrecked there. And then he kind of goes back and dies anyways. Like, anyways, Kayn probably would have escaped without me intervening here, so this was a mistake for me to go in. That was a bad decision. But that's not what cost us the game, right? It's like 26 minutes in. We're still pretty far away from losing, I would say. Anyway, at this point, all 5 of us are alive. 2 of the enemies are down, and we're pushing their waves. We lose Ashe, which sucks. I don't know why Nautilus wasn't near her, but whatever. So we go in and fight. I kill Camille, and right here, this should be the winning play. They're all dead. Their inhibitor is down. They're going to have 2 people reviving. We just need to fight them 3-on-2. No problem. So we do significant damage to this tower. It goes down. We back up a little bit. Watch what Nautilus does. He just gets out the first chance he has. He's just like, screw this. I think they're going to go for Teemo. Let's just run away. Like, and I actually checked the replay. Like, he had his hook ready, and he didn't even use it on anything. He just walks away. He could have hooked a Mumu to prevent him, Mumu and Ahri from killing me. But nope. He just let me die. Like, he had so much available. It's just disgusting. Like, he didn't even try to keep me alive, and he could have, too. It's just really dumb. Anyway, and then Yone dies, because of course he does, because, you know, he doesn't have Nautilus to tank for him. Anyway, we 100% lost that game because of Nautilus. That wasn't the only time he did that either. He was doing it repeatedly. Like, the game isn't even over at this point. Like, who is he trying to hook? Like, that hook goes nowhere. He was just, like, hoping he'd hook some other enemy, I guess, and then that they wouldn't kill him, which makes no sense. Like, stun for your allies. Don't just, like... Oh my goodness. Like, that was actually such a terrible hook. Like, and he knows it's bad the moment he decides to do it. But he does it anyways. Yeah, and then I start watching the replay, blah, blah, blah. Like, there, he hooked the wall instead of Leona, which is stupid. Like, why are you as a Nautilus scared of hooking a Leona? It makes no sense. It's not like you're a Blitzcrank or something. It's actually really beneficial for you to jump in there. Then we had an Ornn game, which I actually got first blood against Urgot all by myself, but it's nothing to brag about because this Urgot was garbage. But the weird thing is, he kind of owned the game. I think I played very poorly. One huge problem, big mistake that I made, was I started to buy the Thornmail, and that made it really hard for me to touch his tower. Meanwhile, he just starts deleting my towers, like, and pushing really hard against us, and it's really hard. Anyways, Urgot isn't really the reason we lost, but he definitely was a contributing factor. It's just kind of amazing how good Urgot is right now. But if I actually get good with Ornn, maybe I could beat him. This teleport was awful. All I got was a kill off of it from Caitlyn, like, and nothing more. Like, they responded to my incursion pretty swiftly, kind of did a good job of crowd controlling, and then grouped up and finished me off with Sylas. Like, meanwhile, they're just panicking when Urgot goes in on them, and he gets away with the kill, no problem. Like, maybe I could have gotten away with the kill if I tried harder, but I was kind of expecting my team to back me up after I got the kill, and they just kind of didn't do that. And I guess I just do that too often as a top laner. Expect my team to help and they just don't. But anyway, maybe I need to work on that. But that wasn't the only time my team did some weird stuff. Like, they made a really bad Baron call at one point, and that went super bad. And there were some other weird decisions they made besides just not supporting me with my teleport. It was really freaky. I feel like they were basically trolling most of the time, which was pretty unfortunate. And then I played Ornn again against Urgot. I'm like, oh yeah, it's not even the same player, so it's basically a rematch against the champion. So we get to find out if they suck as Urgot 2 or not, and if they don't, then we get to see how badly I should have lost the lane. And this player was actually pretty good with Urgot. most importantly, he seemed like he understood just fine how Ornn works. So it was really difficult to play against him, and he was poking the crap out of me, and it was tough. So yeah, he starts killing me really quickly, although that's because I was getting ganked. It wasn't one-on-one kills, at least not early on. Later on, I think he does start doing it. Yeah, I'm like 0-3-0, and things are just a disaster. Our team wants to quit, and yeah, it was kind of a screwed up game. Oh yeah, so actually nobody really blamed me because basically like our Yasuo was hyper feeding. He was hyper feeding the Veigar, and Veigar's kind of a decently high morale champ nowadays. So our team like didn't want to play anymore. They're like, screw this, I don't want to fight this fed Veigar. So like I was like fighting by myself against like half the enemy team for the rest of the game. I managed 3-6-0 by the end of the game. Yeah, that 0 is kind of important. It just means I didn't really have any team to assist. Yeah, so the also hyperfeeding is why we lost, not actually me sucking super badly against Urgot. Although I'm sure that was a contributing factor. Like maybe if I dominated him, then maybe one or two of my allies maybe wouldn't have given up. Maybe. I don't know. Nah, we probably still would have lost. Anyway, whatever. So I tried. This was my first time buying this item. I think I'm going to continue to try out this Mythic on Ornn because I think it might be pretty good on him. Anyway, are we just about done? Wait, so that was one giant, like, 4-hour highlight. Did I watch the whole thing? Close enough. Yeah, that was pretty much the whole thing. So yeah, after I went 7-0-8 or 5 or whatever it was on Samira, like, my allies just wouldn't stop feeding. So I played Teemo for top again after that sad Ornn game, 2 Ornn games in a row, and we tried a different Teemo build. And so I'm like building it as we're in the draft, and we come up with a pretty good build with Lethal Tempo in the end. And I start Doran's Ring, so for some decent AP, and the poke value that it gave me was pretty good. I went ahead and got boots and started work on Nashers. I'm actually 0-2-1 because I keep getting ganked repeatedly because I'm winning the lane. So Warwick like trash talks me later for that. When I take the first tower, which is an interesting time to choose to trash talk me, but whatever. I guess he wasn't trying to be toxic about it, so fine. I mean, he kind of was toxic, low-key, but not like it really matters. Anyways, so yeah, I have like 94 by 13 minutes. I guess that's a pretty good creep score. I probably died to him one-on-one, but that's because I should have fought and was just overextending. So that particular death is understandable. Like, that's actually a good death. Like, if you're gonna die, die like that. Like, die because you've, like, taken lots of plating and got lots of gold and a big minion advantage. And so you just basically overstayed and, just didn't fight the battle, the one-on-one very well. Like, that means you can take that gold elsewhere, basically. And so by the end of the game, I was actually 6-3 something. 6-3-1 maybe. Yeah, I just started wrecking people. I started 1 versus 1 in the Graves. So you can go check that out if you want. I don't know how well you can see it though because I get blinded, but well, he gets blinded, but I mean, you literally can't see the screen because of Graves' blind, so it's a little bit different from Teemo's blind. But anyways, so yeah, I had a Rift Maker, and then I was gonna buy some other stuff, like I could have bought a part of a Death Cap, but the game was over at this point. I finished them off, because our team seems to want to end it. You know, our team was actually doing really well too, though. It wasn't just me. Like our Jinx and our Sona, neither of them died even once. Warwick, Swain, and I all died each once, I think at least. But those two did not. So they did well at bottom, apparently. So that's why we were able to end it so early, so effortlessly. Ugh. Usually don't get games where we end the games like effortlessly with like 2k plus gold in the bank or whatever, but that was one of those games. And then after that I played a little bit of TFT, but there wasn't anything worth highlighting there. That was yesterday, and now we're all caught up. And we managed to get this done in under an hour. Yay! Alright guys, so I'm gonna continue streaming whatever I want to play. And we'll continue doing what did you miss highlights, and I'll try to make some other videos too. But right now I'm just not really super keen on video editing.